Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is having a great Friday. Well, as you can see, we are in the great outdoors today. Unbelievable. What a day. I was threading my needle so I can see. So today we are going to be working on the Christmas Cardinal Bluebird Christmas thing I got from Do-It-Yourself Digital Arts. Yeah. So, the last day of Christmas stitching for me, because you know me, I cannot stitch and do a live. So, and tomorrow we'll have a live at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Can think. I have my coffee. I'm waiting to see how long it takes before a bug flies in it. So what's everybody up to? Everybody got plans for the weekend? I hope at least somebody has some plans for the weekend. I know I don't. Well, my daughter's going to come, hopefully, sometime this weekend and do the weed whacking around here because you know, you can't mow. It's ridiculous. It's like 2 feet tall out here. Even Molly won't come out here at night because, you know, she's like scared of her own shadow to start out with. And, yeah. So, we just weed whack it down. Hopefully I got 3 there. Maybe. Oh, that looks like 4. Oh, I haven't done much today. We went into town and everything that anybody won, I got ordered. I got mailed out today. Thank goodness. Got all that done. A day. It's a day. Just a day. Then Molly and I went because we left here about 9:30ish. Seems like it took forever at the post office, but I got it all done. We're done. I'm not complaining. It's done. Yay! Oh my goodness. It's so nice out here. I was going to stop in town and do a video, but I had Molly and she'd already sat in the car for like 15-20 minutes, you know, and I didn't want to do that. We went to, they call it Newbies. It's the, it's a thrift store here. And I'm trying to get my thread all straightened out, so I'll have to stitch. Yeah. And I didn't find anything that I wanted, didn't want, just couldn't live without. You know, I have those days. There's some things that I just, it wasn't worth writing a check for like $1.50. It just didn't work for me, so I just didn't get anything. So we came home and didn't do much here at all. Been trying to figure out where to do a video, and I was going to do it in town, but remember me telling you about this thing? It's called Gold Rush Days. Well, this is that weekend. Evidently, I didn't know it was this early. I thought it was, oh, a couple weekends from now, but it wasn't. Oh, that's just great. I've already messed up, yeah. We're having a day. Last night I pulled out Tutor B because I really wanted to work on it. And as you know, it's on that, of course there has to be a car. It's on that linen, and no. Not happening. Not happening at all. So, yeah. I tore out the 12 stitches I put in at least 3 times. So I said, nope, this is too much. So I grabbed the koi and put in a few more threads of it because, yeah, it's easy. I was just tired yesterday. I mean, after being drug around at Walmart and then the thrift store down there, it was just too much for this old girl. Now, wasn't dealing with it. Yeah, I find myself saying I'm not going to deal with this, or I'm not going to deal with that, or I'm not going to do this. I am so tired of hearing what I can't do or I won't do. So we got to change our total attitude, you know? It'll get there. It'll get there. But I just, yeah. And I didn't want to go out of town because I'm sure that it's Friday. So people are going to be shuffling for spaces, so I couldn't go up, you know, in the hills, so to speak. And there'll be traffic galore up there. Like, no. That just won't be happening. And my daughter has to work today. So, you know, I can't even get a ride-along buddy, you know, and she's not going back to where she was doing the gold panning because she about got eaten up by mosquitoes. Yeah, it was great. So, we're not going up there for a while. At least until fall, maybe. Because there's a place up there that we really want to go and do we do fall pictures with her and the kids, you know, every year. That's kind of our thing. I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, goodness gracious. So, yeah, I didn't get much done yesterday for running around and doing things. And I like to go, but and I didn't see any yard sales. I didn't have any cash because usually I don't carry cash. I just don't. It's too much of a hassle. I just have my checks and my debit card, you know. But when I go to that newbie's place, then I gotta have cash. So every once in a while I'll get like $20, $30 out, you know, and just go for it. And then I have a little bit of cash if I have to pay the tip, you know, at the place. Oh, I was talking about that yesterday. Our favorite restaurant here in town is locally owned, and it's not a franchise, if you will, you know, like McDonald's or you know, like McDonald's or Subway or anything like that. So, yeah, it's our favorite restaurant, and the lady that owns it, she's probably in her mid to late 70s, and I don't know, she's had that restaurant, gosh, since my kids for 20 some years plus. And it's just the best place to go. They're going to finally open it today, but my daughter and I were both short on cash, so that won't be happening this week. We'll have to wait a bit. When we went to Walmart yesterday, she bought my lunch, so she's a good kid. So every once in a while, you know, we'll do that. I'll go through a phase where I'll buy all the lunches, or she'll buy all the lunches. So, and then the last time we went to our favorite place, we split the bill, you know, so it all comes out in the wash, you know. And I'd like to have taken her out to lunch because she's going to come and do my yard. So, you know, we do, like, if she does my yard, I'll take her to lunch, you know, or we'll go down to Walmart and I'll buy her something, you know, but just for doing it, because she likes to get stuff and that kind of thing. So, you know, we even it all out. It comes out in the wash. We were talking about my granddaughter yesterday because I asked her at one point if we needed to get some yarn for my granddaughter so she could learn how to really crochet. Well, she's learning these skills, shall we call them, like they did the crocheting and they did the finger knitting, and I don't know, I can't even, oh, and they did something else. I can't remember what it was, but they're teaching them individual skills, but they're not sticking with it like, we're going to do this for a month, or we're going to do that for a month. They just keep flitting from one thing to another, and my daughter and I, we just can't keep up. So we ended up buying her those 2 skeins of yarn that I got yesterday, just for practice, because she doesn't have there's no gauge. She's been doing it by her hand, You know, I think it's easier for her than maneuvering a crochet hook at this point. I don't know. She's kind of tiny boned, so I don't know if that's hassle, but we're going to try to start her using, you know, a fairly good size crochet hook, you know, where she can actually see what she's doing. But, yeah, she's going to need more lessons. And we need to get back to the cross stitch. Now, on cross stitch, where she's having a problem is coming up from underneath, you know, to find the hole where she needs to be. So, I don't know. Is that a coordination thing? I have no idea. I don't know what to call it. This is a pretty colored thread. I know. I had a sparkly squirrel. Did you see that? He just went right by. It's 519. It's just really pretty. I don't know if you can tell how, but I'm doing this top part of the background. So, trying to fill in the blanks here and keep on moving. So, I have no idea what I'm going to work on today. I saw Ava's stitching in the interlake, and she's working on her pandemic, and it kind of makes me want to get it out. But at this point, I'm so lost in that pandemic. It'll take a hot moment. It's so dense, if you will. I've lost all want to do it. Does that make sense? I don't know. It just kind of drives me crazy. And I've started that thing over 3 times, at least, if not more. I started the top. I started at the bottom. The top I ripped out 4 times just trying to get it. And I'm doing it on Ada. See, I have no excuse. I have just absolutely no excuse whatsoever as to why I'm getting off count. Because for me, Ada is the easiest thing to count on. Did I not just mention that in the video? Yeah. No. I don't know what it is about stupid long dogs. I can get off so fast. I don't know if it's just because I want to stitch it and I'm so excited to stitch it that I just keep screwing up and screwing up and screwing up. And there's long, you know, big wide areas in it. I can't make any progress on long dogs. They're just like, they're my nemesis. Because I really want to do them. I wanted to do Death by Cross Stitch. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know. Things seem so complicated right now. My life isn't complicated. It's just, I'm too tired to think that hard. Does that make sense? Do y'all have that problem? So that's why I've been sticking with the pre-stamps, because, you know, there's not too much thinking involved. So, oh, and I got a text from one of the girls that I work with. Well, an RV hit the corner of the building. Not hit, but just kind of scraped along and crunched up one little corner of the building. It's like the soffit, because they built, you know, like, let's say they built a square building and then they kind of like had a false front on it. So that's what it scrunched up, was the fascia. Oh my gosh. I was freaking. I couldn't believe that somebody had, well, they'd tried to pull in, you know, where you get gas, and just crunched the whole side of the fascia. I'm like, holy cow, is everybody okay? You know, I expected the other half of the building to be gone. It was fine. It was just the fascia. But they'll just have to replace a couple pieces, you know, up there and get it all straightened out again, because there was nothing behind it, you know what I mean? So it didn't really hit the building. But it happens, and we just put like these, crap. I lost my end. I'm fixing it. Fixed. Like big blocks. You know how you have those things in the medium that are like long cinder blocks. Well, you can get them shorter. And so we put them in front of the gas pump so people didn't run into the actual gas pump. Because people get crazy. I'm telling you. So I don't know what I'll work on today. But I sat there for probably a good hour and a half and just stitched on the koi because I didn't have to change colors. I didn't have to do anything but stitch where the color was, period. It's so easy. Like I said, it's got more of a chance of getting done than some of the others. So, I know it's crazy. And I really want to get back to my big waterfall one that I got from Ava. So maybe I'll work on it a little bit this weekend. Don't know. We'll see. But other than the live, I haven't thought too far ahead. But I am sure ready for this to be, summer to be over. I mean, I enjoy the nice weather, and we'll probably have nice weather until, December-ish, maybe. Maybe like towards the end of November. Sometimes it snows on Thanksgiving. I don't know where I got this small needle, but it sure has a small, excuse me, I can't see what I'm doing here. It's easier just to go this way. See? I can get it in a heartbeat. Sometimes I just can't get close enough. And I can't seem to wear the magnifying glasses out over my glasses. I probably should, and try to work with it, but I thought it was kind of funny. Who was it? Nicola Parkman. She was talking about how she couldn't use, the cheaters over her glasses. She said she tried and tried and tried, so see, I'm not the only one that just cannot handle it. Because when I use those mag eyes, I have to use them separately. So, and they work really good that way, but I can't put them over my glasses. Not with the bifocals and everything else going on. It's just insane. But yeah, I just can't believe how nice it is. It's supposed to be in the 80s, but I'm trying to sit here in the shade if the sun's kind of going that way. So, okay, the earth is moving that way. Whatever. You know what I mean. At least it's not in my eyes today. And I was going to do it like down that way, right there, but that didn't happen either. I felt like I was talking in a hole. And the sun was even closer down there than it was up here, so we're just going to sit on the porch and enjoy the weather. And there's not too many bugs. That's one thing about Colorado, you don't have a lot of bugs, and the mosquitoes are rare. I mean, unless you're near a body of water. Does that happen? Now the flies, every once in a while, get a little thick, but, it is what it is. I didn't do any house chores yesterday that I know of. Oh, I washed a few dishes. Woohoo! I had that carnitas. I finally got, we went to Walmart. I could not find, they had a whole bin of freaking avocados. Those things felt like softballs. They were so hard. Just, not softballs, hard balls. Like you'd play baseball with. So I finally got some guacamole and just put it on there, and it was just fine. It was taken care of. I watched this other guy, and I think it's called Making History or Tasting History. Something to that effect. He's on YouTube. And he'll do a whole, historical thing of, okay, case in point. He was talking about guacamole, that's why I brought this up. And he was talking about how the pirates had made guacamole back in the day and the whole history of avocados and how that all got started. And I couldn't find out what I was doing. But the recipe that he had was from, like, we'll call it 1700, something like that, for guacamole. And they put lime juice, avocados, a little salt, and some kind of sugar. I don't know. He used this, I can't even get him, fancy sugar. He had to, you have to grate it. I don't know what it's called, really, honestly. But I've never heard of putting sugar in my guacamole, and that didn't even appeal to me. So, I don't think I'd like sweet guacamole, but he had taken plantains, which I've never had. I don't even know if you can get them here. We could down in Denver, but I've never eaten them. And cut them up into real thin chips, so to speak, and roasted them or cooked them in the oven till they were kind of crispy, and then dipped that in the guacamole, which I thought was really weird. But no, you just leave that sugar out of my guacamole. I don't want it sweet. I like my avocados savory, shall we say? Because, yeah, not happy. A lot of people kind of driving around the park today. Saw another person go that way. There's a little traffic out here on this side road. There wasn't too much traffic, terribly bad in town when I was, going to the post office and the thrift store. Yeah, I was kind of upset I didn't find anything at the thrift store. You go to one thrift store and find a whole bunch of stuff, so it really gets your head up, so that you really want to get something else. There just was nothing to be had that I couldn't live without. So, yeah, I told my daughter, we were looking at books at the thrift store yesterday, and I said, what I really need instead of another book is about 6 or 8 2x4s and about 16 L brackets, and we can just put 2x4s running through the whole trailer, all along the top of the windows, and then I can put all my books up. There is a place for a bookshelf over my bed, but I'm not real happy about having some kind of bookshelf that would weigh about 10,000 pounds over my head. No. No, that won't happen. So I'd just like to put some, put all the paperbacks on that 2x4 or whatever. And I could probably go get some and she'd put them up, but I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. Don't have, I don't know. I'm assuming that there, every 2 feet there is a stud, but these walls are wacky. I mean, unless you hit that stud, walls are going to fall down. You can't. So, we'll just have to think of something else. Because I bought 2 bookshelves. Did you see how I bought 2 bookshelves? Do you think I put books on those bookshelves? No. I was watching somebody's video, and they had a whole room. It was like a dream. They had a whole room, and every wall was a bookshelf. It just looked like a freaking library. I was like, yeah, that's what I want, but I don't have a separate room like that. I suppose if I took, I have like a 8 by one of those kid rooms, in a trailer. You know what I'm talking about, the kind that's only like 6, 8 feet wide by 10 feet or at the most. It's not a very big thing. But take one of those rooms and build in bookcases. When I get rich and famous, yeah, I'll do that. Because that's about what it'd take. And I don't know if I'd use that room or the great big huge room, but the crap in the great big huge room won't fit in that little room, for storage, because I don't have I don't have a shed out here. I'm not paying somebody by the month to have a shed, because I really don't have a reason for it. If it can't stay in the house, that's why I cleaned those rooms, those 2 spare rooms. But they're just sitting there, only being used for storage. And I talked to my son about taking a wall out, and making a bigger front room or a bigger kitchen or whatever, and we weren't real sure about that, because that might be like a load-bearing wall. Don't know, but he didn't think that was a good idea. I have great ideas, but, whether they're useful or you can actually do them, yeah, it's a whole other story. So, God, it's nice out here. So I don't know what I'm having for dinner. Nothing too trip the light fantastic. I did get some hamburger, but we ain't making no more meatloaf. I'm kind of over the meatloaf phase. So I might make like a smothered, well, can't do that either. Sometimes I make a smothered burger. Kind of make it like a Salisbury steak, but I wrap it in bacon and fried up with some mushroom, fried up a little bit, and just to kind of set the bacon. And then I put brown gravy with mushrooms and onions and have that to eat. And I usually use the whole pound of beef when I do that, and that way I can have it for 2, maybe 3 days, depending on how much hamburger I use. I don't know, it just all seems so heavy. And I did get lettuce and guacamole, and so I could make taco salad, but I don't know, just bleh. I'm ready to do something else, We need to do some different kind of stitching, I'll tell you that. I'm just need to get to my other projects. Oh gosh, I gotta do this again. I cut that thread in half, and as you know, they're about a yard and a half long, and I can't seem to use that on these little ones. On the koi, not a problem. It's big enough to support it, but when I'm using the little ones, I cut the thread in half so it's not so long, because it'll get caught up in just about everything you're stitching on. Now this seems to, it didn't have any serging, or it might have freight check around it, but it doesn't come undone yet, so. We're getting there. But I'm all about the easy button this week, because work has just been totally flipping nuts. I can't even listen to my ebook at work, my audiobook. I tried. It's like, no, this ain't happening, because people keep coming in, and I turn it off when they come in. So, yeah. Fun times. Well, guys, I think that's going to be about it for today. I'll show you what I got done. So, I finished that up. There's 2, I'm trying to look, that I can see 2 more colors that has to go there, a little bit right there. And then we'll have that corner done and we can just keep on working. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and please hit the bell. And that way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.